What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. So, Mindy Kaling came out with, HBO Max came out with this new series called Velma, which is a spin-off, obviously, the Scooby-Doo character of Velma. And they did a lot of changes. Like, Velma is now this Indian girl. And then it's like Daphne and Fred are like her enemies, or Daphne used to be her best friend when they were younger, and then they're not now. She got pretty. Fred is kind of like a low-key racist,
and he's really ditzy, and
yeah.
I mean, he was never the smartest, but still.
It's like, you know, he's just like, he doesn't know how to be an adult. Then you have like this, or a teenager, whatever the case you would call it. Then you have like Norville, who's like
Shaggy.
Who's like Black Shaggy, who has this crush on her. And then they have this coming in, this Scooby-Doo, but it's not a dog. It's, you know, because I
like
haven't...
a foodie woman.
Yes. And I'm just like, okay, let's try this thing out. Now, I watched the first episode. I really don't know how to feel. This thing right now, of what I'm looking at from the audience reviews,
it's pretty bad.
Got a 1.3.
It's bad with the audience reviews.
Yes, it got a bit. Now, I'm gonna sit here and tell y'all right now, them changing the races of Scooby-Doo characters is not what's bothering me about this show at all.
I'm sure people will be like, sure it doesn't.
Honestly, no shit. Okay, look.
That's kind of like the last thing on the list here.
Yeah.
There are lots of other problems.
But like I said, this is a TVMA thing. This is like a straight type of Daria Archer, type of show, where you're going to get blood, you're going to get killings, you're going to get.
I feel like they're trying to go the Harley Quinn way.
Yeah. Okay. So, if for those who have not seen the Harley Quinn show on HBO Max, it's an animated show by Harley Quinn, which is a very raunchy, fun take on Harley Quinn and the Joker.
I think not just Harley Quinn, just like DC Universe in general.
DC Universe in general, because like she has a relationship with Poison Ivy on there, don't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I was like, okay, fine.
Batman is barely on there, so you look coming there for Batman. He's barely there.
Don't come on there. Even though when the Joker found out who Batman was, it was hilarious. But anyway, this show right here, I was like, when I finally watched like the 4 episodes on it, I was sitting there. I fell asleep on the 4th, to be honest with you, on the 4th episode. I was like, it is trying too hard to be different the wrong way.
Thank you, because I was just like, how do you say this without it sounding like you just pure? Oh, you hating? Y'all don't. This show screams trying too hard. Screams it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's happening? Okay, it feels like you doing this stuff just for the sake of being a contrarian. Like, what's happening? What's going on? It's fine. We want to shuffle around how some of the characters might be, but it's like I said to you when we was talking about the other day, you kind of like handicap a show when you take something that has lore from long ago,
from the 60s,
and try and adapt it into something now, and then just you attach the name to it. If this was a different show, like a completely, we didn't name it Scooby-Doo, it wasn't Velma or any of the other characters, and you decided you was going to take influences from Scooby-Doo characters and call it something else, people might not be as hard on it, but I still think they would, because it's just not that good.
It's not, it's like, forgive me, it's like everything that certain people fear of the, I hate to use this word, but everything what they fear of the woke media or mob, as they want to call it, is in this show, just living out all their fears.
It kind of feels like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. It kind of feels like, you know how there are lots of folks who don't like Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
But what Lil Nas X is really good at, it's trolling people with everything that they think he's going to be or is supposed to be. He is a top-notch level troll. Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like it's trying to do that, but it's not really. It's missing the mark, kind of thing. Like it wants to be
it's trying to be
smart satire.
Yeah, it's trying to be highly intelligent, and it's not. And
that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, and when I watch it, I'm just like, sometimes it's like, one thing I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, the whole thing about Scooby-Doo was solving the mysteries.
Yeah.
They don't even do that. Like, there's this one ongoing mystery going on right now. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, the team dynamic of Scooby-Doo, of everything like that, because right now it's all about Velma's the one that solves these mysteries. Nobody else. But now, since her, please get away from you, I don't want spoilers, her mother is missing, and now she blames her, so they try to solve a mystery, she starts hallucinating. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to give me a slow build, but right now they're going against Freddy, thinking that he's the one that killed this girl in the school. Her and Daphne are beefing. Norwood is obviously into her, and she just can't see it.
Because I think, isn't she either a lesbian or bisexual or something like that? Or
yeah, because we definitely get into that on episode 2 or 3, where her and Daphne have this thing, and I'm just like, this is sidetracked from. It's like it's pushed in there, and I'm trying to think why.
They're putting. It's like you're introducing characters, right? So in the first episode, we getting introduced to all the characters except Scooby and parents, and I'm like, why are we doing all of this? What? The show just started 6 minutes ago. Why do I know that Daphne got 2 mamas and about interracial couple 2 mamas, and your dad is depressed and a mess, and your mama is missing, and you can't seem to do it. You can't function because you got some deep-seated trauma about your mama being missing. It's a whole lot going on, and I'm like, bro, what's up? Like,
yeah.
When people was giving her a hard time about this before it even came out, and I was like, we ain't see it yet. Give it a shot. So I went into it with no expectations of what it was going to be. I thought it would just be a more adult version, because we've seen different versions of Scooby-Doo. I thought it would just be a more adult version of what was going on with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And it's not that.
Well, just with like some diversity, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in the Archer style, or something of that sort. Like something that could be on Adult Swim. Think Scooby-Doo on Adult Swim. That's kind of what I was thinking it might be, but I was like, don't go in there with that thought. It might not be that. It just, I don't know. It's something about it that's just, it's not hitting. It's not connecting. It's like usually when you do things like you include, or you change the race of a character, you include new characters and things like that, it's because you're trying to draw more people in.
You ain't drawing nobody in with this.
It's not. It's really not. And it's just like, well then, that was interesting. If I ever leave a show it's like, that was interesting, it's not really going well for me to be like, I'm gonna watch the rest of the series. I don't know, man.
It's too over the top. The hallucinations are really getting on my nerves. Especially as the show's going on.
I think it's just trying to show like she obviously has some kind of trauma and she needs to like therapy or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I
They
get
knew
it.
that.
I'm getting it, but it's getting on my nerves that they got this whole Daphne Velma love thing going on. Then Norwood is into her, and then but he's like, well, I saw you with Daphne, and then Fred. I'm like, look, I was never a big Fred guy, in Scooby-Doo, but I was like, Fred was just daring to be like, the leader, I guess, if you want to put it like that.
The leader? Fred he can't walk through a door. In this one.
Oh, no, he's not.
In the other one, he was like the de facto leader guy.
Yeah. But I was like, I really thought the tone was going to be cartoon, like, okay, Scooby-Doo never really dealt with, like, if they did murders, it was like, on the hush kind of, it was like breezed by a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was more so about somebody haunting something because they wanted money. Like, it was like American Greed.
Yes, it was.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Where
I got away with it. It wasn't for you
meddling kids. That's what it was. This is why I was like, okay, we got murders going on, and I need my group of people who solve mysteries in different ways for 2023. Yeah. Whether it be like the hacker or the techie,
somebody
or
was cyber stalked and now they're dead or something crazy like that.
You know what I'm saying? Or like each one brought their own thing to it, and they will go out and try to solve this mystery and get into some real danger. With the comedy, that's what I thought this was with a diverse cast. The way this thing is going now, I'm just like, this don't attract colored people. This don't attract gay people. This don't attract white folks. This doesn't attract anybody.
I think that the way that I was able to come to the conclusion of I just don't like it is if I remove the title Velma and you try and take out around, which is hard, to disconnect it from this is supposed to be Scooby-Doo, would I like this show? And the answer is no. I would not like this show. It would be something like, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot, and then like I'm not watching it again. Like that's just the way it's panning out right now.
And it's not looking good. And the thing is, Mindy Kaling has a good show going on Netflix. Never have I ever
is a good show, but again, like I said to you before,
I didn't see her college one that she has on.
I didn't see her college one.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious to see it, but I'm not saying I can't say that I have been like the hugest fan of things that she herself has carried.
Yeah,
I didn't really care about the Mindy Project. I tried to watch it, and I was just like, okay. This is another like Fox sitcom. So I was like, I'll give this a shot, I guess. I liked Never Have I Ever. Honestly, that was one of the only reasons I was willing to give Velma a shot was because I like Never Have I Ever. And I know they're completely different projects, but usually you can count on somebody having good quality across different projects. But, whew, man, if you told me the same person made these two shows, I'd be like, you're a liar.
Yeah, this thing, I was just like, I'm like, yo, wrap this shit up, B. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And this thing, I'm like, bro, I'm always here for having more diversity. Like, it's great to see.
But you can have diversity, but also you can make it just be like in 2020. Okay, yeah, in the 60s, of course, you have a group of white kids and their dog.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, because that's what the 50s and 60s was.
And Shaggy was just always high and eating.
Exactly, that's what that is. But now in 2023, you can have an Indian girl, a black guy, a black girl, a white guy, white. You can have all this stuff.
Depending on where
or
you're
Asian.
At, weed is legal.
Yes.
Y'all could have still had Shaggy just being a pothead, and everybody would have been like, okay, he went to the dispensary. But no, we can't do that.
Exactly, and actually play on people's fears of things you can solve. I think you can have potential. It'd still be funny, potential of being a decent show. But what's going on now? It just feels like forced satire. It feels though that they feel as though they're the smartest in the room and they're really not saying anything at all.
It's given that meme of the man on the last step when he's doing the champagne and biting the metal and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know where.
Now, am I going to watch the rest of the series? Sure, I will finish it out. I've started.
You are a trooper.
When it comes to talk about it, I want to finish this thing out, but I'm just like, but right now, I am unfortunately not liking what I'm seeing.